and actually as adults the opportunity to get new training. So I commend the community college here for the great work that you've been doing. I would just say that we do have a very important role at the federal level to make sure that we have equal access to public education. As I mentioned, it's fundamental to successful equality of opportunity. And as I said earlier, Head Start and universal preschool, or the ability for children in the low income, especially the low income areas, our state, communities across the state of Michigan, that's a really important thing that we need to be doing to provide economic success for those children. As far as teaching to the test and Proposal A, specifically the finance model here is broken, Proposal A, and we've talked about that a lot. I'm hoping that whoever ends up getting elected in the fall works hard on that, because we do need to change our model. It was based on a growing economy, and we are now coming back, but we have a long way to go from when we were established in 2008, the revenue. So we have a lot of challenges ahead of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Article 8, Section 1 of Michigan Constitution says religion, morality, knowledge, being necessary to good government and happiness of mankind, schools and the means of education shall forever be encouraged. That's responsibility of the state, to encourage education and the opportunities for education. And that's a wide-ranging opportunity, because each child is different. All 3 of my kids were different, all 5 of my grandkids are different, and probably different in their learning capabilities as well, and the sweet spots that they are looking forward to finding in the future. So expanding those opportunities that meet the needs of each kid. When you go to the U.S. Constitution, it says nothing about the responsibility of the federal government for education. That's why we've been devolving, and I think rightfully so, the authority, the control, and the dollars back to the state, doing away with No Child Left Behind, doing away with Common Core mandates, doing away with career and technical education mandates, and giving that back to states with the dollars, so at the local level they can make those decisions and can compete in a world that is going to be full of competition, and we ought to achieve it here in Michigan and other parts of the state.
Thank you. Mr. Monroe.
Thank you. So when I was there, I actually voted against a couple of the education budgets. In the State House, it's kind of interesting. You get to vote, you get 2 votes for the budget for the state. One is considered the education budget, and the other one is considered everything else, essentially. So when the budgets are put up, we don't get line item voting on more than that. It's 2 votes. So if there's something in there that, say, puts more funding towards for-profit charter schools that's in an education budget, even though the overall increase in education funding is there, does that warrant a no vote on the whole thing? So that happens with it. So to get to more of the issue with it, I think that the funding has been diluted and it's gone towards for-profit charter schools. Charter schools have been in Michigan for years now. Michigan has the most for-profit charter schools of any state in the country. And where have we gotten with our education system at this point? And I'm sorry, but I'm out of time.
Thank you.
Well, even though we have funded schools, the most funding in the history of Michigan at $14 billion, the fact is we have to take in. I want to say too that per pupil funding is the most it's been in 10 years. So our increasing in education is definitely going up, and it has been going up since 2011. But here's the whole crutch of it, is that the system is broken. The funding mechanism that we currently have for education is definitely broken, and we have to change it. And I've been working towards that end, and it's very important that we find a mechanism that's going to work